And welcome to the infamous Wall of Shame, where journalists' reputations go to die, where journalists have to print retractions and articles questioning us. This is a pretty interesting one. This one goes to Local 2 NBC, South Carolina. Recently, the Krystle Matthews story, South Carolina representative calls for, quote, secret sleepers to infiltrate GOP, talking about that dope money and FEC campaign violations. But this local NBC affiliate, byline Riley Benson, edited out of the story any mention of Project Veritas, did not cite us. So our indefatigable media relations manager, Mario, placed a phone call to actually a series of phone calls, which we'll play for you, and they eventually updated the article with an editor's note giving credit to Project Veritas. This is really fascinating. We're going to play the phone calls. Cue the RETRACTO theme song.
RETRACTO, the correction of hacker. RETRACTO, he's coming at ya.
This comes on the heels of the bombshell story in South Carolina. Krystle Matthews talking about dope money, talking about breaking the law, using racial slurs. And Mario here, Project Veritas, was able to get every local TV station. The Associated Press covered the story.
There's ABC4, NBC2, which is the one we're talking about now, who refused to cover us, mention us at first, but now they did. And then we also had Channel 5, Channel 7, several news stations across South Carolina, different cities. In
Channel 5, even the guy went on the air for like 20 minutes and interviewed her.
She's done like 3 interviews at this point.
Where she's doubled down and said that this was her talking.
Yep.
So it's this total critical mass in the state of South Carolina. Everyone's talking about the story.
Yep.
And then you have this station, which is NBC2.
NBC2, yeah.
With a guy named Riley Benson. There you have his picture and his Twitter and Instagram. You can always comment. Mario, what happened with Riley Benson here?
So I'll tell you, I saw this article, I think it was Monday morning, the day after we launched the story. And as you can see, the headline here is South Carolina rep calls for secret sleepers to infiltrate GOP. And I read the entire article. It's not long. It's about 6-7 paragraphs, and there's some quotes. Interestingly, the quotes that we broke, they say they got the call themselves, but all the quotes here basically we put in our short video. So they do that, and there's no mention of at all about Project Veritas.
Not one mention of Project Veritas.
At all. As if they broke the story.
This was recorded inside of a jail, and we got that recording, but they reached out to a jail right after we published.
Right.
But they didn't give us credit.
They claimed they got a tip on Monday. So I said, interesting, why are you getting a tip on a story that's already out there since Sunday? How are you getting a tip on something that's
So you
public?
called Riley Benson, and this is the first phone call. It's about a minute long. Let's play the audio.
Hello? Hi, is this Riley Benson with NBC South Carolina?
It is.
Hey Riley, how's it going? This is Mario calling with Project Veritas Action.
How are you?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to call you really quick. I saw your piece here earlier today on Krystle Matthews and the sleepers. I was curious why Project Veritas Action wasn't cited in your report.
We got the call from the jail.
Oh, I see. And what led you to call the jail to get the call from them?
We saw a thing through Fitz News.
And
put on
I see.
Social media.
And did they cite anyone when they reported that?
They may have cited you guys, yes.
Okay, and you guys don't intend to update your article at all to say that Project Veritas Action actually broke the story?
I can check with my managers, but that was not my understanding now.
Okay, and is there a reason why? Because every other media outlet in South Carolina has done so, including the Associated Press, the State, Charlotte Observer. All of them accurately, gave us credit where it's due. Was wondering why NBC was the only outlet that didn't do so.
That's a question that's above my head. I can check on that and have somebody get back to you, or I can get back to you.
Yes, that would be very appreciated, and we would very much appreciate if the article is updated to accurately reflect what took place.
Okay.
Thank you, Riley. I appreciate your time.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This happened on Monday, and then I followed up. I gave him a day. I was like, maybe he needs some time. Maybe this is difficult for him. Maybe he needs some time.
Difficult.
This is a little difficult. So I said, I'll reach out to him tomorrow. I reached out to him the next day.
Yep.
Hey, Riley. He texted me back. This is a text. My managers are still discussing this. I won't have an answer until they make a decision. You can call this number to speak with them. It's truly
We
out of
don't
my
know
hands.
the name of the person.
Right.
But so let's play the second phone call which is the penultimate conversation prior to them publishing an update.
Hey, when did you actually reach out to get this call. So, so did you reach out to get this call from the facility itself since Sunday, or did you reach out?
From the facility, but for the communication specialist for the Department of Corrections.
Yeah, but when did you guys make the request to get the phone call? When did that happen?
Monday morning.
Monday morning. So what led you guys to get the phone call on Monday specifically?
That was based off of a tip that we received.
Based off of a tip.
On Monday.
So by the time that they had gotten this tip, every local affiliate, this is a total breaking story across the state, and they're referring to it as a tip.
Right.
It's pretty
And
remarkable.
it has millions of views on Twitter already.
Like
too,
3
by the
million
way.
views
3
on
million
Twitter.
views on Twitter.
And they
need
got
a
a
tip
tip.
on that. They got a tip. I don't think they might not be on Twitter. Maybe.
Maybe they're not on Twitter.
I don't think they know what Twitter is.
But we know that Riley Benson is on Twitter, and you can tweet at him here.
Right.
Let's keep playing the audio.
Well, we were not aware of that at the time.
The entire media landscape in South Carolina was aware, including the Associated Press, the State, the Post and Courier. All are reporting that Project Veritas Action broke the story on Sunday. Was NBC, and ABC News as well. Is NBC the only one that wasn't aware that Project Veritas broke this story? Are you guys following the news in South Carolina?
You know, I can't speak for that. I wasn't aware.
Okay, are you guys going to update the article now? Did you know this information?
We have discussed it with our news director, and she is looking into it right now.
Okay.
We have no problem putting a line in there that says that you guys were the first to break the story. That really is no issue at all.
I do think it's very necessary that happens for journalistic accuracy, and also because Krystle Matthews went on your channel yesterday as well to sit down with a reporter, and Krystle Matthews herself credited Project Veritas Action for breaking the story on your station. So I think it's crucial here for journalistic integrity that occurs.
And so if we were to do that, what would you like for us to link back to?
So this is pretty remarkable. You know, we were not aware of that. I mean, for that to be not false, that would mean that everyone's talking about the video in all the media in South Carolina, but they're not aware that this is actually a thing. That's a bold-faced lie. That's not true.
Right.
And it's reflected in the fact that it's not true, and that they've just published an editor's note. Project Veritas, a far-right activist group.
Yep.
So now we know why they don't want to give us credit, because they don't like us. But here's the irony in that. We actually broke the news that they're now breaking.
Yep.
So they don't want to give credit to us, a far-right activist group. That's in quotes, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what a far-right is as opposed to
I have no idea what that
a
means.
medium right, or a sort of halfway right, or a sort of like intermittently right, or I don't understand. A far-right activist group first reported on the leaked call Sunday. News 2 obtained the call. They also asked, what do we link to? As if they don't know how to use YouTube.
Right.
It's like,
It's like, where do we publish this?
how bad do you have to be at your journalistic job if you're like, I don't know what's to link to. I only saw a YouTube video. How about linking to the YouTube video? News 2 obtained the calls from the South Carolina Department of Corrections. You can hear Representative Matthews' response to the calls by clicking here. Had Project Veritas Action not done this investigative reporting, none of the media in South Carolina would be doing anything about this.
That's true.
But they don't want to give us credit, because to give us credit would be to legitimize Project Veritas as investigative journalists. So what do? They omit us from local NBC News, and now they've got a black eye because they've had to include us with a retracto, which is one more retraction correction than I've made in the last 11 years.
You can tell they're petty about this because they'll just do a little editor's note at the bottom. They didn't change anything in the body. They didn't update that. No, they just kept the same reporting and then just put that in just to say that they did their homework and check a box. So they are still ridiculous in my eyes.
What on earth is this?
It's Mario.
Did someone
This is what's special for me.
did
I
someone
guess.
send this to us?
Benson?
Riley Benson. You kind of look like
McCabe.
McCabe. You get a alpaca. You need to focus on the facts. All of this can have been avoided. Now your phone calls are published for the world to hear. And all of this can have been avoided if you just stuck to the facts. Instead, you were engaged in extremist activism, far-right activist group. Far-right activist group. It's activism to do what you did, which is to not cite us. So we're going to be sending you an alpaca with a care package in the mail. You should be getting that in the coming days. Mario, closing statement.
If you're covering our story again, I'm pretty sure you will be mentioning us by name, and you will not make this mistake again unless you want another one of these videos.
If we want to also show a little bit of this interview here, Matthews just went on. Was it last night? As of this filming, we have a little clip here, one of the more shocking moments of Matthews on Channel 2.
On the matter of the video that was leaked by Project Veritas, some may have been offended by my words, and for that I apologize. I have also made a formal request with the FEC asking them to audit my campaign.
Wow, we have more coming. We're going to be releasing more a little bit at a time. Stay tuned.